everyone, welcome back to another episode of the 1860 Munich Road to Glory career mode. We are now past the halfway point of the season. Our draw against Saarbrücken in the last episode means we have kept them at arm's length, but it is Dynamo Dresden who have crept up the table and are now in pole position, guys. So we need to win some games, and by the end of this episode, you will get a good idea of where we're at in terms of will we win the title, will we get promoted, or will we fall off? But before we get into the games, it is the end of January, which means we have to do our transfer roundup. So first of all, we secured a loan for our young 18-year-old striker from Cyprus, Georgiou, for 2 years to Wiesbaden. So he'll get some playing time, hopefully, and even if we get promoted, he'll still be in the third league gaining some experience. I think that's a great move. In terms of offers for our players, there were a few. So first one from Antalyaspor for Bear, and because he hasn't been at the club for long, I was able to reject it. There was also an offer from Dijkman from St. Pauli, and here's an example of that calculation. It is a bigger club. However, because he's only been at the club for 1 year, we can easily reject this offer. Then there was an offer from CD Leganes, and this was probably in the last hours of the transfer window, and my heart stopped a little bit because it was for Morgala, and they are a bigger club. Most clubs are, because we are in the third German league, and the valuation came out to just shy of 4 million. We have to accept this. I negotiated with Leganes, however, they weren't even close to willing to negotiate to that offer. The moment they heard it was about 4 million, they backed out. So we did keep hold of Morgala. However, he will not re-sign a contract with us because a bigger club came in for him. So unless we can prove later on that we are a bigger club, he will be leaving. The good news is he is on a 4-year contract, one of the few players on a 4-year contract in our club, so we're safe for the time being. That's how the transfer window ended in terms of offers for our players. I made one move, signed that last youngster to satisfy the board objectives, assigning 3 players under 20, and it is Tivdar Pap. Now, I'm not sure how I didn't find this guy in the beginning. He is a free agent. I didn't see him or I missed him. I'm not sure. He's 17, right wing back. And I looked at him and I'm like, this is gold. Because I'm switching him to a left mid, and with ball control like this and dribbling, decent attacking stats, he is going to jump up in overall, probably over 60, because he's got great dribbling, great agility, balance, and some of the attacking stats are almost 60. This is a quality player. He can be a good rotational piece for us. And he'll be nice cover for Greilinger. He just needs to improve his attacking work rate, his stamina, and he's good to go. So I think this was a great pickup. In terms of some of the other things outside of the transfer window, you have some positional and focus development plans that we need to set. So we have 2 remaining positional development plans. One I used on Tivdar Pap, and one I'm going to use on Makawet to make him a central midfielder. In terms of the remaining focus development plans, Sur, you know what? He deserves one, and I'm going to train him as a complete striker. He can get his weak foot up a little bit, his stamina, which is really necessary if he's to play more games, and just in general, his attacking stats. I'm hoping he can get to a 60 overall by the end of the season, and he will be good to go for the second Bundesliga. Sven Köhler is someone who I looked at and I'm like, okay, he will be very good for us if he increases his passing stats. So I put him on playmaker, weak foot, vision, short pass, long pass. Really, that's all I'm interested in. He's that leap line playmaker. All he does is spread balls. So if he can get those stats up, that'll be great. Before we get into the games, a quick look at our board objectives, how we're doing so far, and our confidence rating, which is at 74. We've completed most of the objectives, guys. Youth development, critical priority, we've completed it. 3 signings, less than 20 years of age. We've got Dudek, we got Georgiou, got Pap. Brand exposure, we've already gotten 11 games with at least 1 goal scored in away games. So there's the brand exposure goal completed. Financially, we're okay. We've signed the 1 crucial player. We've made a profit of 5.89 million already. And obviously, since the transfer window is closed now and the contracts are signed, our salary growth will not grow above 15%. So we're good to go. The only goal we haven't met is to win the league title, guys. And that's what we will be focused on, but it won't be easy. The games are coming thicker. They're coming faster. And they're hard games. VfL Osnabrück, Dynamo Dresden. So these will be very, very difficult games, guys. And on top of all of this, Marcel Baer did get injured in that last game against Saarbrücken, guys. He injured his toe. He scored that equalizer, but he cost them. He's out for 3 months, which means basically he's out for the end of the season. He might be able to help us in the last maybe 2 or 3 games. We'll see how it goes, but we're going to have to deal without him. So thank God for the emergence of Sor. He will be playing an increased role, and we're going to be relying on him to bang in some goals. Alright, so the first game of the episode is a sim against Osnabrück, and there will be some changes in the lineup. Lannert and Gonen will again be subbing in at left mid, right mid, because there is a fixture congestion coming up. We are without Bears, so Vrenetzi, who has been a revelation at striker, will be starting. Sir will be coming off the bench. And other than that, nothing too major. Now, we did have some troubles when we were playing against Osnabrück, against their fast wingers. So we'll see how our guys do here against them in the sim. For the most part, it seems like we were quite dominant in this game. Got an early goal from McCowett in the first half, so that set the tone. And it was looking quite good. Lachenmacher at the very end of the half got a set-piece goal. We're rolling 2-0. There's nothing to worry about, but they did get a goal late on, and it was a little bit of hot water. They had another chance, which hit the post, and then after, Sur came on, and he was able to finish this 3-1, guys. He reminds everybody that he's there. Come on, I'm available, play me. And we'll definitely be doing that in the games to come. Okay, so good win, but that didn't actually put us any higher in the league table. Dynamo Dresden is still first. They won their game. They're keeping up pace. And honestly, it will be paramount to win that game when we do play Dynamo Dresden. That will be the time to prove that we are the best team in the league. The time to narrow the gap. It's a 6-pointer. And guys, we are at that time right now because it is the Dynamo Dresden away game, the game that we'll be simming, and hopefully our boys will be able to pull this off. Let's have a look. Honestly, this game could have easily gone either way, but it was our midfield, Callum McCowett, coming up with a goal in a crucial moment. And then to start the second half, Talag makes it 2-0. We did have a scare in the 85th minute. They did score one back, and they pressured us for the remainder of the game, but we held on, guys, and we got the all-important win, the 6-pointer against Dynamo Dresden. That puts us now 1 point behind Dynamo Dresden. It's right there for us for the taking. Saarbrücken and Ingolstadt, though, they haven't slipped up. That gap has not narrowed between second and third and fourth. So they are 4 and 5 points off respectively. They're gaining. We cannot slip. If we want to win the league or even just get promoted, we cannot slip. That's why we need to make sure that this home game against Freiburg is a win. It needs to be 3 wins to start this episode, guys. It's an unchanged squad. Full lineup. Let's go. Okay, guys, so I was hoping that in the next few games here, we can be a little bit more solid defensively, as it has gotten a little bit porous, and it was good. The defensive line kept shape, the defensive midfielder was doing good work, and we stepped out when we need to. We launched counterattacks, and that was the platform. Good defense to launch good counters. Lachenmacher with good link-up play, Dijkman with good width, and Vrenetzi goes in. He scores a goal. It's 1-0, guys. So it was a really good start to the game, and defensively, we were sound. That was the most important part, especially for the next few games. Virlat was at the center of all of this. I mean, he is just a rock at the back. No problems there. He just muscles them off nicely. Belkaccia was also doing quite well. I mean, Freiburg was not without its chances this game, but we held firm, and it was really good to see that players were getting in for the blocks because sometimes they don't, and these are easy goals. Belkaccia, great block there, and we launched counters. That was the first half, and it was successful. We launched good counters. Talag over here tries to find Lachenmacher. He just can't reach it. Freiburg came out pretty determined in the second half, and although our defense was pretty decent still, we definitely needed some help. First from Kretzmeier there, who makes a wonderful save, and then off of this resulting corner. And perhaps I played it too defensively, and this is why things played out the way they did, but we needed some help, some luck from the crossbar. We just didn't have too many chances, but it didn't matter. We scored that one important goal. There really wasn't much to show in terms of highlights because Freiburg started the half really well, and then there really wasn't too much going on. We stuffed everything out, didn't really even counter too much. 1-0, guys. We got the win. That's the most important part. At some point, it's the result that matters and not even the style. All right, and that win means we are in top position. Dynamo Dresden slipped up. We are now 1 point ahead of them, and our next game is the same against Wiesbaden. We have to continue, guys. Let's make it 4 wins here. Not too much to change. Lannert out at right back, Vinen at center defensive mid, just because of fitness issues. Let's see if we can get this win. The game starts off well. We get an early goal. None other than Callum McCowett. What a rich vein of form from him. And then Lannert adds to it, and we are just flying, guys. 2-0 at half. Then we add another. Taleg. I mean, this midfield is going crazy, and we are coasting. They get one back, but guys, it doesn't matter because it's 3-1. All that matters is this win. We are marching towards this title now. And when I said the games are coming thick and fast, they're coming thick and fast. We are jumping right into our next game here against Essen. And we are doing some changes and some tinkering because I love to do that. So we're playing Vranetsi in his intended role at the beginning of the season as a central attacking midfielder, or that Mazzala role on this right center mid position. McCowett is going to get tried out as right mid because he's a right-footed player. He can play left mid, so why can't he play right mid? And he's a little bit more technical, less stamina and less speed, but in certain games, I think this is something that we can utilize, especially going into the second Bundesliga next season. And Sir will be getting another chance at striker, so let's see how we do here against Essen at home. This was one hell of a game, guys, I'm not gonna lie. We were on the front foot like we usually are in the initial phases of the game. And Sur had an incredible performance, I have to say. He darted into the box early on here, perfectly timed run, great touch, it's saved by the goalkeeper. Taleg gets a rebound, it's an open net, but it's blocked. It should have been 1-0, and honestly, we were all over Essen in the first half. They couldn't get anything going, and we created chance after chance. Sur was at the hub of it all, though. Look at this pass right here, in for Lachenmacher. He can't reach it, but the awareness on this guy is just off the charts. He plays another nice little ball here. The chance develops. He sees that nothing is on for himself. The ball moves around for Lachenmacher, and that is just wide. I honestly don't know how this is not 1-0 by now yet. But we continue attacking. We continue plugging away. It's a nice pass in for Lachenmacher. He surges into the box, lays it off for Sir, and he slots it home, guys. Coolly, very nice finish from him, and a deserved goal. He puts us up 1-0 here. But it didn't stop there, guys, because right before the half ends, we have another really good opportunity. And this time, it's McCowett, who's playing right mid, who shows his quality. And this is what happens when you have a little bit more quality on your cross. Sir gets it, and he gets a header, a perfectly placed one at that. Lachenmacher, you learned from Sir. The dominance in the first half put us to sleep a little bit in the second half. And yeah, we fell asleep at the wheel, and unfortunately it cost us because Essen was taking the initiative. They got a good chance, they got one chance, and they finished it. And it's 2-1, and honestly, it boils my blood when the team is doing well and they just fall asleep, they turn off, and all of a sudden you let that opponent into the game. And that's why I made sure that we continued to attack. Sur, another wonderful pass into space for Lachenmacher. That should have been a goal. Then Lachenmacher, shortly after this, we initiate a press. We get the ball back. Lachenmacher into space. It's saved. Sur gets it. He puts it across the goal. No goal. Lachenmacher can't get to it. It is still 2-1. You'd come to rue this chance, but we made sure that we got another goal here because we needed it. It's this pass from Skenderovic. Kuller, out of all people, gets into the box, and he puts it away for 3-1. Weight off my shoulders, I'm thinking. We're putting this game away. But Essen, 86th minute, it's time for them to come back with a chance of their own. And again, it boils my blood that we can't keep enough concentration to keep just losing very, very cheap goals. Ones where defensive solidity would be enough. I don't know what that hole in the middle of the CBs is doing. I really don't. Very inexplicable, very shoddy defending, and yeah, we win the game 3-2, but if we continue to lose stupid goals like that, one day we won't be able to score 3, and they're just going to win. So as much as I am satisfied, as much as I'm delighted with the performance of Sir with his 2 goals, we need to crank the screws up defensively and not fall asleep next time. All right, before we move on to our next games here, a quick look at how Pap has developed after changing from his 55 at right wing back into... Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, guys. 64 overall at left mid. That guy's basically a rotation player instantly. Almost a starter, dare I say. This guy has some great stats, and honestly, he's a welcome addition after I picked him up at 55 overall off the free agency. We are now moving into March, and we need everybody we can get, guys. He will definitely get some minutes. Our first game in March is an away game against Meppen. It's a sim. Let's see what happens here. We have a knack of playing on the front foot early on, playing positively. We do it again. Skenderovic gets a goal. Pap also played this game. He was good going forward, but unfortunately, you can see on the sim, he cost us a goal with his lack of defensive awareness. That's unfortunate that we only get 1 point from this game. Despite that draw against Meppen, we are at the top of the table, guys. 4 points clear of Dynamo Dresden. And if you look at it, it's pretty much a 4-horse race because it's very unlikely that 5th place Osnabrück will be able to make up 12 points in the remaining 10 games. So basically, it's between us, Dynamo Dresden, Saarbrücken, and Ingolstadt for who gets promoted, who wins the league. We just need to make sure that we continue playing our game and get those wins on the board, and we definitely can't have these ties becoming a habit, or it's just not going to happen for us. We need to focus on our next game, which is against Waldorf here. It's a sim, guys, so hopefully our boys can pull it through here. In what looked like an extremely cagey game and a constant midfield battle, it was Lachenmacher to show one piece of quality, and that was it, guys. 1-0, we get the win against Waldorf, and we move on here. And nobody wants to slip up, guys. Nobody. That's the thing. Dynamo Dresden, Saarbrücken, and Ingolstadt all winning their games. We are still only 4 points above them. We just can't generate a more significant lead. And we are now mid-March. The remaining 3 games of this episode won't be sims. They'll be played. In fact, 6 of our remaining 9 games will be played. And I think that favors us because we can affect the league table a little bit more, get those wins on the board. Our next game will be away to Hallescher. And we need to do our best here, guys. It's our starting lineup. Let's go. I was really confident going into this game against Hallescher, confident that we can play good football, confident that we can get a win. And usually I like to start games, especially in this Conte system, with being on the front foot right away. And we do. Vranetsi gets the ball and he just floats it into the back of the net. It was a lovely finish. And it proves that Vranetsi can play this striker role. He has enough technique. He makes enough runs. And that was a great experiment early on in the season. And he puts us up 1-0. It's a great start to the game. However, it gets overshadowed by some shoddy defending, some shoddy goalkeeping. And honestly, this game wasn't one of too many chances, but it was one where especially Hallescher took them. It's 1-1, guys. He puts it past Dudek, who I decided to give a game. I try to give him a game here or there, but I don't really like messing with either the backline or the goalie. But I decided to trust him, and he didn't save the first one. He did, however, have a good save on this shot. The second half was not kind to us at all, guys. We couldn't get anything going offensively. We didn't have one chance, to be honest. And defensively, we were playing with fire. There was warning signs early on in the second half, and we just kept getting exposed defensively. There was just very, very simple errors. A very badly mistimed tackle there. Then Dudek gets beat on the short post, just completely inexplicably, just unacceptable from our team, honestly. And Hallescher just kept on coming, and there was a good crossover here, a great run into the box. Someone completely lost his man, like just zero marking at the back post. It's 3-1, guys, and that's how this game ends. That's just a bad performance at a critical time in the season where we need every point for the title, perhaps every point for promotion, and we pull out that out of the hat. It's just a really shoddy performance. And I knew that if we kept losing goals, we wouldn't be able to keep up with the scoring, and we lose this game, guys. One slip up, guys. One mistake. That's all it takes. Dynamo Dresden capitalizes, and now it's only a 1-point difference. Luckily, Saarbrücken and Ingolstadt lost their games, so it's only Dynamo Dresden up there with us, but things are starting to take shape and things are starting to pile up, like Vrenetsi getting a little bit of a knock, and these knocks are coming thick and fast too. 5 days, it's not going to affect us too much, but all these things pile up, and I really hope that this all doesn't just unravel like a house of cards, because we've worked so hard the entire season to get promotion, and it would be really, really, really unfortunate if we were to miss out on that. Never mind the title. Our next game is against Viktoria Köln, and I'm hoping for a bounce back win here, guys. It's the starting lineup, the full one, other than Dijkman, who is out with fitness issues. It's going to be Lannert in for him. Let's get this win. Come on. Something has to click, guys. If it's not the defense that you can hang your hat on and that'll get you through the game, it's got to be your offense. And you know how I like starting games on the front foot. That's exactly what we do here. Lakenmacher gets the ball into the box and he powers it home, guys. 1-0, get in. That's what I'm talking about, guys. My players, motivated, dedicated, and determined, will not be deterred in their hunt for this title. Now, Viktoria Köln was not asleep at the wheel, and they were not a pedestrian in this game. They had a fair share of their chances, but Kretzmeier says, no thank you. He pulls out a save out of his ass. Then another one out of his ass. And he is just keeping us in this game, guys. It is ridiculous. We really did need some luck in this game because, let's face it, Viktoria Köln for 15, maybe 20 minutes of this first half were definitely the better side, creating more chances, and we needed luck. We needed the crossbar to save us. We needed Kretzmeier to save us. But slowly but surely, we weathered the storm. We got back into this game, regained our footing, and started creating some decent chances. One out here, it comes out wide for Greilinger. He has enough time to put his head up, find Lakenmacher, who puts it into the back of the net. Get in. After scoring that goal late on in the first half, the game was easier for us, and it was made a lot easier when the Viktoria Köln defender got a red card. And this changed the complexion of the game. We were able to play more free, more attacking football, and just not worry about Viktoria Köln constantly pressuring us. Lakenmacher gets a good chance here. Again, he needs to work on those volleys because this is getting a bit ridiculous. But we continue attacking. Skenderovic was brought on as a sub, and he really put it on a plate for Sir, who just puts it in the top corner. What a finish from him. What a run from him to even get into that position. He really is one hell of a player. And we continued attacking. I mean, Skenderovic had a really good game coming off as a substitute in this game. And maybe I don't use him quite enough because he really is decent. And he gets a really good finish here. He puts it away. It's 4-0, guys, and we coast the rest of this game. Again, a red card, fortuitous, but I'll take any luck I can get at this point. We get a bounce back win here, and that's exactly what we needed. All right, guys, as you can see, everyone at the top is back to winning ways. We have that 1 point cushion above second place Dynamo Dresden, but the episode is coming to a close. In fact, the season is coming to an end with only 7 games left. If you've enjoyed this episode, if you've enjoyed this series, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. And join me for this last game of the episode against SBVGG away. Your commentator for it will, of course, be yours truly, Buzzko. Welcome everybody on this rainy day to a game between SBVGG and 1860 Munich. This is truly a David and Goliath game. 1860 sit at the top of the table and SBVGG are second from the bottom with only 6 wins. But this is a game of football and anything can truly happen. Now the visitors will be looking for a second win in a row, and they will be looking to extend their lead at the top of the table as they aim for the championship. 1860 Munich is going to be looking to counter a good direct ball for Sir, who releases Lakenmacher. He takes a good touch and is in on goal. He's surging into the penalty box, but there's no support, and it is cut out by SBVGG. This has been an incredibly cagey game. None of the sides have been able to create something. Perhaps it's a chance now for 1860 Munich. It's pulled out wide to Godin. It's a crossing chance here for Pap. Oh, this is a good one, but it's a tame effort. SBVG looking to initiate attack here. They're doing well to keep possession and their mat. It's a great little through ball for Nollenberger, and what a save from Kretzmeier. The corner is played short here. SBVG keeping on the pressure, but 1860's stubborn defense holding strong. They're looking for an opening here. It's going to be taken away. Nope, they still have the ball. It's a nice little through ball, and Kretzmeier has to make another good save. SBVGG moving it from side to side. This could be dangerous here. It's another shot and another save from Kretzmeier. It's been all pressure from SVGG here in the last 10 minutes. And they play another short corner. It's another chance into the penalty box, just wide. This has been a disappointing performance from 1860 Munich. They truly have created very little opportunities. Perhaps they have a chance here. It's cut out. It's regained. Sir is into the penalty box. Oh, and that was just wide. The hosts have been pressuring this entire second half, and they have another chance from this corner. It's a clever throw ball and another save from Kretzmeier. He's been bailing them out this entire game. 1860 regains control, and perhaps this is a chance for one last counter. McCowett coming forward, but he's stripped by the SVBGG players. Perhaps a turn in the tide just yet. Hrubacik is laid in, and it's a goal. They've done it. 1-0 in the final moments. In the final kick of the game, it is SBVGG who takes this win against 1860 Munich, and you can see what it means to the fans. They are fighting relegation themselves, but it's heartbreak for 1860 Munich with the last kick of the game. Hrubacik powers it home, and he will remember this goal for quite some time. What a game it has been, and what a finish to it. You can see the disbelief on some of the faces, jubilation on others. It's success for the side fighting for the drop, but failure for the side looking to win the title. This is football, and this is your commentator, Buzzko, signing off. Laters!